This is a Microsoft Excel tutorial on the if function. Now this will allow us to populate a field based on certain conditions. And it will populate that field whether it's true or it's not. So we're going to open up our VLOOKUP example from the last tutorial, the VLOOKUP tutorial. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at quantity. And first one, we're going to do a simple if statement, and then we're going to do a more complex statement. So I'm just going to call this field big sale. And I'm going to consider any sale that sold more than 3 quantities to be a big sale. So we're going to do equals if, double click on the if, and we need our logical test. And we're going to be using the quantity field. So we want the quantity field, which is B2, to be greater than 3. And if that's true, we want a yes. And you have to put text in quotes. And if it's not true, we want no. And then we just click enter. And as you can see, this one sold 5 quantities, so it's a big sale. We populate the rest. We have a 1, so that's a no. We have a few 3s down here. Those are no. A 4 and a 5, both are yes. Now, let's do a more complex if statement. Sale type. And we're going to have 3 types. We're going to have, if it's greater than, or if it's we're going to do sale types big, moderate, and small. Big is going to be 5 and 6. Moderate is going to be 4 and 3, and small is 1 or 2. So we start off with our equals if. Okay, so if quantity equals 1, we want small. And this is where we get it to be more complex. We're doing another if statement. If that equals 2, small. If B2 equals 3, just do mod for moderate. If B2 equals 4, if B2 equals 4 or 5, big. If B2 equals 6, big. Now, to finish it off, we need a false. In this case, it's not. All these values range from 1 to 6. So I'm just going to put error. And this will give me, if anything goes wrong, it'll let me know. And what happened was there was an error in my formula, but the real error was I did not have enough end parentheses. So what this will do is it will just correct those by adding the ones that are needed. And as you can see, we now have a range rather than just big. We have big, small, moderate. Now, there is a way you could have this shorter by using OR statements, but that will be saved for another video. And because it's creating a more complex function because you're adding two different functions together. So that's it for this tutorial. Oh, actually, before we end, it's important to copy and paste its values. That way, nothing happens if something changes. But it's always good to maybe copy and paste just the function somewhere so people can look at and be like, okay, this was how they calculated this field. But it's not absolutely required. And as you can see, I didn't get any errors. So now that's it for this tutorial.